Welcome to Crack-A-Pack. My name is Andrew. Today we're cracking open Strixhaven School of Mages. Let's get cracking. Our first card today is Big Play, followed by Tome Shredder, Lash of Malice, Pop Quiz, Ogier Battleseer, Spectacle Mage, Defend the Campus, Exhilarating Elocution, Environmental Sciences, Team Pennant, Overgrown Arch, Reconstruct History, Dragon's Guard Elite, Whirlwind Denial is our Mystical Archives. Then we also have another Mystical Archives Brainstorm with a foil treatment. And we have a treasure token to round out the pack. So again, treasure, then a foil Brainstorm Mystical Archives, which for a blue is an instant that says draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. This is a great draw spell in blue. Yes, you net 1 card added, but you get to choose any cards from your hand to go back on top of your library. So draw 3 and put 2 not as useful in that moment cards back on top of your deck in whatever order you want. Then if you have a way to shuffle your library from any of the cards in your hand, you use that and you shuffle those 2 away and you hope that you're drawing something new next turn. So this is great draw wherever you can use it. Next is Whirlwind Denial in Mystical Archives, which for 2 and a blue is an instant that says, for each spell and ability your opponent controls, counter it unless its controller pays 4. Because this is a great way to just deny everything on the stack, basically. Or not even on the stack, this is countering everything that's on the field. Because it's for every spell and ability your opponent controls, so it has to be on the battlefield. You then counter it unless your opponent pays 4 for it, and it's countering everything. Every creature, every artifact, enchantment, aura, equipment. So unless you're using this very early, this is a board wipe that your opponents get to control a little bit. Because they can choose to pay 4 to save things, but the odds of them having more than 4 mana open on their turn, or on your turn, if you're using this on your turn, is slim. If you're doing this on their turn, they might be able to save a few things, but I would be very surprised if they're able to save more than 3, because that would mean that they paid 12 mana to save 3 things from being countered. And you did that for 3 mana total. That's huge value no matter how much you're getting rid of, or how much they save. If you're getting rid of more than like 2 spells, this is a huge win. Next we have Dragon's Guard Elite, which is a 2/2 creature for 1 and a green that says Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Dragon's Guard Elite. And for 4 and 2 green, double the number of +1/+1 counters on Dragon's Guard Elite. So this is obviously great in +1/+1 counters, and in Strixhaven that was in Simic colors in the Quandrix school. They had a lot of ways of pumping creatures. They liked going wide and going tall. You could kind of go either or. So this is part of the go tall side of that. They had a lot of token generation and a lot of counter generation. So this is part of that, and it's okay. It's cheap, and since it's only in green, it obviously can fit in other places other than just Simic, but I think it works well in Simic ramping and Simic counters for having a lot of spells to do what they want to do in ramping and getting their counters up. So I think this can fit well. There's probably better options, but I think it fits well, and having an admittedly very costly ability to double the counters on it is nice. And I understand why it's so expensive, because if you already have 6 +1/+1s on there, and then you are paying like a mana to double that, that is very imbalanced on the other side. So you don't want to use that ability until there's a lot of counters already on there, because if you have like 1 or 2, paying 6 to get another 1 or 2 counters on there isn't going to feel good. You're better off using that mana to cast 2 more spells to get 2 more counters on there, and then next turn using the 6 mana to get 4 counters instead. Sure, the math may work out the same, but you're better off getting the benefit of those spells rather than just doubling up the counters, since it would work out to be the same number of counters. And that's kind of the value proposition you have to make. As long as the number of counters you're gaining from casting some spells is about the same as what it would be to use the 6 mana to double, it's always going to be better to just cast the spells to get the benefit of those spells. It's once you're looking at getting significantly more from doubling versus casting spells that you want to really be thinking, which way do I want to go? Do I need the benefit of these 2 or 3 spells, or do I need my creature to be that much bigger? So the interesting game choices that you have to make, I like this card for. And it's going to fit somewhere in one of my decks. I'm definitely going to use it, but like I've said before, this isn't something that I would build around. It's something that I would use to kind of just be a nice support for or splash in. Next we have Reconstruct History, Overgrown Arch, Team Pennant, Environmental Sciences, Exhilarating Elocution, Defend the Campus, Spectacle Mage, Ogier Battleseer, Pop Quiz, Lash of Malice, Tome Shredder, and Big Play. And that's all for today. Thank you for cracking along with me. Be sure to check back tomorrow as we crack open another pack.